And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of New Earth TV Live. Good to be with all of you today. Looking forward to today's episode. I'm going to be bringing in Adronis here very shortly, and he'll be giving his own transmission, his own perspective on things. And then after that, we'll be getting into question and answers from the live audience. And then, of course, we'll be going into distance healing and finishing the entire broadcast today with a group healing session altogether. So, hope you're all doing well. One thing I'd like to report is that this is again the newest product from AETHERX. Should hold it the right way. Okay, so this is the AETHERX healing flashlight. Okay, now amazingly, I did a video on this yesterday. I was also sharing this on the signposts yesterday, and I had 100 of these in stock, and they all sold out within less than 8 hours. That's wonderful, guys. I'm still working with my own flashlight as well too. I was actually waking up with a bit of a runny nose this morning, and when I was waking up with a runny nose, just grab the flashlight and just put it right here in the right nostril, and you basically want to do it for 10 breaths. Inhale, exhale, switch nostrils, right? We're not shining it directly in the eyes, but again, inhale, exhale, and then you finish off just putting it in the mouth for 10 breaths as well too. And that does an incredible job of just cleaning the sinuses, right? This is a very powerful, very amazing product. And I plan to take this as far as I can take it, right? So I'm basically going to be promoting just this, right? Just starting off with the healing light technology, which is a new division of AETHERX. We're going to be having a couple more light healing products as well too. Like I said, we do have the AETHERX healing laser, right? It is basically like a laser pointer. It's modified in that way, but it again is remodified to work with the source center vibration. And we're also going to have what's known as the AETHERX healing super light, okay, which is kind of like a bigger flashlight. So that one is going to be coming as well too. So we're going to have 3 different products, and we're going to be starting a new light healing division. I'm going to be looking into inventing a couple new products as well too, such as a mat that would basically have LED lights. And those LED lights are aligned to the source center vibration. So I got some ideas. I got some new innovations that are coming through. I'm probably going to be talking to some people, seeing what we can come up with. But I feel like this really is the future of AETHERX, is working with light healing technology. It's not to discard anything else that we have, because a lot of the other products that we have are extremely powerful as well, not to mention the Taurus bed kits, which is very powerful because it's so densely coated. And a lot of our crystal technology, our footwear, right? So the insoles, a lot of that, again, is very powerful technology. But taking it with the light is concentration, right? It's coherency. And that's what brings it into such a potent, powerful healing tool. So the good news, guys, is if you're already signed up with AETHERX, meaning that you've already purchased an order in the past, you're already signed up for our newsletter. Now, if you're not signed up for our newsletter, just go to etherix.co and just scroll down the homepage until you get to the footer bar. Right? When you get to the footer bar, you'll see the little email link there, a little email where you can just put your email there and you can sign up for our newsletter, because I am going to be putting out a newsletter here later today, and we're going to be doing a pre-order of the AETHERX healing flashlights. So there will be a 100 quantity pre-order of the AETHERX healing flashlights. They will be here within 1 to 2 weeks. So again, you guys will be able to have the opportunity to get them ahead of time. There will be a small discount as well too with the pre-orders as well. So I'm looking forward to the next batch. I've ordered another 400 quantity of the flashlights from my supplier, okay? And again, they come completely remodified with the source center vibration already built in to the flashlight, and my goodness, is it powerful. Yesterday morning, I had quite a bit of stiffness because I was at the gym the day before. And I woke up and a lot of my muscles just around my shoulders, the trapezius, the chest, the arms, the biceps, the triceps. And I just spent some time last night just shining the light over all of them. So basically what you do is you take your shirt off, right? Because you want light on skin. Okay, so you basically want it like this. If you're doing it like this, you're probably going to get about a 50% effect. And that's not bad, that's okay. But what I'd suggest is having the light on the skin, okay? The light on the skin, you're going to get much more of a potent effect. And I just did that all around the areas where I'm sore, and I felt about 95% better after doing that. And that was after about 5 to 10 minutes of work, right? there's nothing that I have ever done that basically helps to alleviate muscle soreness, muscle tension, muscle strain as quickly as this. So this is a world-bending invention, tool, healing tool, that is, again, going to be available on AETHERX. We're going to have a lot of these to come, all right? So if you haven't grabbed yours yet, don't worry. You'll have a chance to take an opportunity of that through the pre-order that we're going to be doing here later today. I will be sending out a newsletter, and it will have a link available where you can purchase the pre-order of the AETHERX healing flashlight. And of course, the AETHERX healing laser will be here in about 2 or 3 weeks as well too. And then with about a month's time, we're going to be getting in the super light, okay, the AETHERX healing super light, which is just a much more bigger flashlight. That will also be available within about a month's time. All right. So basically, this is our last day today. Let me go back. It's not our last day today. November 22, NOV22. It is good till November 13th. I don't even know what day it is. So that's how busy I am. So use promo code NOV22 for 22% off products in your order. When we get the pre-order available later today, you'll be able to use this promo code and you can still get 22% off. Plus there'll be a pre-order discount with the lights as well too. Okay. So that will be available for the new sets that are coming. So again, you can take advantage of that on the broadcast. I am basically moving the price up to $88 instead of $77 because they're well worth it. Okay, but then again, there will be a bit of a discount for the pre-order altogether. Okay, so again, use that promo code NOV22 for 22% off products in your order. Again, we have a lot of other products on AETHERX as well too. The Taurus beds, I made a mistake yesterday in regards to saying the actual date of the Taurus bed arrival. They're going to be arriving on November 24th, so not 20th. Jumped ahead of the gun right now. November 24th is their date. So my apologies for screwing that date up. It is actually on November 24th. When the beds will get here, it'll be around the evening, so it'll be basically on the 25th once we just get everything ready, and we'll be sending those out. So November 24th is the date of arrival for the Taurus bed kits, not November 20th. Okay, so my mistake on that, my apologies. All right, private sessions. One-to-one private sessions, distant healing session, 3-question private email sessions, full body source healing sessions. Okay, all available on newearthteachings.com. Not to mention that, again, we have the brand new nutrition scan, the nutrition and genetics scan session, now available on newearthteachings.com. So scanning your vitamins, your minerals, your amino acids in your body, and activating genetic mutations, healing them so that the genetic system within your body, these 5 particular genes in that sense, methylation genes, are fully activated. And they're activated very, very quickly as well too, far quicker than any supplements can activate them. So that is available too, available on newearthteachings.com. And of course, as I talked about, we have the Bosnian tour coming up here in September of 2024. Explore the ancient sun pyramid larger than the Great Pyramid of Giza, healing chambers within the pyramid, and its construction revealed by Adronis, ancient healing practices and environmental healing taught by me, witnessing sacred sites, and harnessing sacred power to take back with you. And I'll probably be bringing a few of these healing lights with me as well too as we go to Bosnia, so you guys will have the opportunity to grab some healing light technology while I'm there in Bosnia as well too. So again, very exciting. So again, you can check out wowtours.de. That's WOW tours.de. Everything on the New Earth Teachings channel is backed up onto our channel on Odyssey, odyssey.com/@newearthteachings. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with today's broadcast. So again, good morning. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. And I'm just going to go ahead and take a moment to bring Adronis in, and he's just going to share his own perspective of transmission with all of you, and then we'll be getting into questions, then into healing, and then into group healing. All right, so here we go. Terra. Soul Star. Sirius. Adronis. We are here. At this time, we bid you greetings, and thank you very much for the opportunity of this interaction today. I am Adronis of Sirius, sending love, appreciation, and gratitude to all who are tuning into this broadcast being brought forward through your internet collective consciousness. What we'd like all of you to do at this time is simply allow yourselves to get relaxed, get comfortable, and tune in to the vibrations of Sirius, so that you may synchronize, harmonize, and align to all of the information that we have to share. Also understand that all of the information that we shall provide today is simply that of our perspective, our point of view. For all knowledge, all information, all creation itself resides within your very hearts, beings, and souls. We do have a type of teaching available for all of you today, relating to you connecting to your own interstellar contact. So that is going to be the message pertaining to our transmission today. So what you want to do firstly is you want to firstly get yourself into a state of relaxation. So again, following the breath. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out, feeling relaxed, feeling calm, feeling centered within your space. All right? We want you to do this together with us. So we're going to lead you through this particular exercise, where you'll have an opportunity to connect with a form of interstellar contact. It may be something as simple as an image. It may be something as simple as a symbol. It may be something as simple as a word. It may be a sound. It may just be a simple thought. Nonetheless, you have an opportunity to connect with a particular interstellar contact. But for that to happen, this is where calmness needs to take over. So we ask you now just to take a deep breath in through the nose for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. And exhale for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Once again, inhale to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. Out for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last time. Inhale to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. Out for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let yourself now come into a state of calmness. We want you to feel yourself as if you yourself and the environment are one. Your surrounding space is one with the entirety of your body. No separation with what you are able to perceive through the physical senses, through what you can see, smell, taste, touch, and hear. It is all one with you, for as far as your senses can perceive. And as we are bringing forward an interstellar contact, we firstly want you to give the intention of the following. I am calm. I am serene. And I am receptive to receiving an interstellar contact who will help to guide me, who will assist me in the affairs of my daily life, who will be an associate of the divine for myself. This is my intention. Be it so. And now we would like you to make the, again, particular symbol that we have talked to you about before, representing the nature of the, shall we say, particular ships that are residing within orbit. All right? So, working together with this symbol, the intervention fleets. So, taking your hand just like this, and putting the other hand like a slash mark right against the hand that is forming a type of 2/3 triangle. And just putting this here, and just having that intention to receive whatever needs to come through. Where your intention is set upon your interstellar guide, your interstellar contact, just keeping this symbol intact. Whether you are holding up like this, whether you are resting this position down on your lap, it is completely satisfactory. So you're just keeping this mudra here, representing the intervention fleets, representing your intention for contact. And as you continue to do this, have patience. Do not feel that this is a rush. Some of you may not even get it the first time. But you continue to work with this over and over and over again, and a contact will show itself. The more that you are here in your center, surrendered, relaxed, calm, receptive. And that is where an interstellar contact can come through. Now, when a contact does come through, it is a very subtle thing. It is not boisterous. It is not, in that sense, shaking the entire heavens. It's something that is very, very subtle, very gentle, very serene. And we want you just to be aware of what comes through. So you may see as something as simple as a blue orb. You may feel like there is a presence just standing in your room. And again, that is the beginning time of you moving into an interstellar contact. Well, Adronis, why do I receive things like that? Because you're still tuning yourself. The more that you become relaxed, the more that you become centered, the more that you become receptive, those small emanations pertaining to a presence will become a lot more elaborate. What you're basically looking at is you're looking at very brief bleed-throughs relating to, again, a contact that is looking to come through, but you're only perceiving them a certain way because of how your perception of awareness, your receptivity is. You have to tune your antenna. Yes? So again, as you relax yourself, start to do some Om chanting directly within yourself. Starting at the bottom chakra, going all the way up to the top of the third eye chakra. Chanting into each chakra, letting yourself relax, feeling spacious, feeling expansive, feeling blissful. When you have these particular qualities, that is helping you to perceive much more of the contact that is looking to come to you. This is why some of you may only just see fragments. You may only see hazes. You may only see certain types of, shall we say, apparitions pertaining to the contact. It's because you're not quite within their frequency domain. They're attempting to come down to you, but they can only come down so far, and you have to go the rest of the way. As you go the rest of the way, you will notice that the contact will become much more prominent. You will notice that there will be a greater clarity pertaining to the contact. So whenever you're noticing these minuscule aspects pertaining to a type of contact that may be, again, very subtle and very minute, this is telling you, you need to relax more. You need to center more. You need to be much more in calmness. And you need to open up your receptivity. What do we mean by that? Be aware of making your space your body. Make your environment your body. See interconnectedness in all things. When you're seated in a chair, that chair is one with you. When you are seated at a table, that table is one with you. When you have plants, when you have other living beings around in your space, those living beings are one with you. See interconnectedness. And the more that you're able to see interconnectedness, you're expanding yourself. As you expand yourself, your contact that represents a very higher alignment will be able to make much more of a deeper presence with you. And this is often the mistake that many particular, shall we say, contactees or psychics or channels in that sense may make, because they don't get their frequency high enough. They don't let themselves become receptive enough. They don't let themselves come here. They just let themselves tense up. And as you're getting tense, you're saying, okay, I'm relaxing, but we can even see by your body language that you're not fully relaxed. You're expecting something too much. You need to learn to surrender. Do not feel that you're holding on to these thoughts, these expectations, because that is what's blocking the flow. Let it all go. Be like a newborn child with no expectations. Just hold your intention. Just hold your presence. And that's all. Let everything else that will come to you, let it come. And let yourself continue to work with this day by day as you loosen yourself up. Your contact is with you. That interstellar contact will always continue to work with you, but you have to loosen up. You're too tight. You're too restricted. You're too confined. Open yourself up. Be the newborn child and relax and embrace the opening of yourself. Completely connected to your intention and letting yourself expand. Simple as that. Continue to practice this. Your interstellar contact is with you. All right? We thank you very much for allowing us to share this exercise with you through this transmission. We will now switch gears and move into a question and answer period for all of you. Thank you very much. One moment, please. Okay. Thank you, Adronis, and thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed all that. So, again, that is very true, because when I was first channeling Adronis, I really had to loosen up, right? Because I was getting too tight, getting very, very confined, and I was just getting that. Just relax. Just relax. Open yourself up. Expand, 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 right? During my early days, when I was connecting with him, I had to really, because I had so much expectations of what I thought channeling was supposed to be. I thought I needed to basically blank myself out, be in such a deep hypnotic trance that I wouldn't remember anything. He says, you don't need to do that, right? You wouldn't even recall if you actually had an experience if you did that, right? You don't need to do that. Just be open. Just be relaxed. Let every muscle in your body relax. It's kind of like you're going limp, but you still have control, right? So again, let it be a soft, gentle control. As you do this more and more, you're going to notice that your contacts that come to you will become a lot more prevalent, a lot more prominent. So I know exactly what Adronis is talking about, because this is what I had to go through when I was first connecting with him. And it took a bit of time, because I was still so stiff. I was getting everybody else's perception of what I was supposed to do. And that's what was wrong, right? So don't try to follow, don't try to copy another person, don't try to follow on their footsteps. You have to look into what really resonates the most with you. And the best thing to start with, the only advice that you need, is to relax, right? Set your intention here and just let yourself unwind. Like Adronis was saying, be the newborn child once again, and just welcome everything into your space, okay? So I hope that helps to you guys. Again, still working together with the intervention fleet symbol as you're doing this work, okay? Because that, again, is showing that you are connecting to a beacon, right? It's kind of like you're connecting to a beam of light, and now your contact is able to connect with you. It's like you're becoming a satellite dish transmission, okay? Doing this, the intervention fleet symbol, all right? Thank you, guys. So let's go ahead and start off with some questions. So again, we'll, of course, start off with some donation-based questions first. This is from Babito7. Babito says, Adronis, will it be possible, and thank you, Babito, for your donation, will it be possible for certain individuals to experience isolated extraterrestrial contact in the near future before we have global contact? Okay, good question, Babito. Let's go ahead and bring Adronis in. I got like a piece of fluff on me or something. Probably from my cat. Yes, I'll go ahead and I'll bring Adronis in and we can look into that question. Okay, here we go. We thank you very much, Babito7, for your question. Well, this is the entire purpose of the exercise that we were just showing you. The idea of the exercise that you have your own particular interstellar contact. You see, there are quite a few of you upon the planet who have already had some very vivid contact from your off-world family. It has happened. Brad is one of them. Brad is one being in that sense who has had a particular type of contact with us, not in the physical, as you would understand physical to be, but through this particular type of inner arrangement. So, if he has this, you will notice that there are quite a few of you upon the planet who also have vivid contacts. Now, they may not always be physical as you understand physicality to be. Many of them, in the majority sense, exist within the astral planes, exist in regards to telepathic nature, in regards to the idea of much more of the subtle planes of being. It happens from inside, not so much the outside. There are some who, again, may encounter certain forms of, again, off-world, star family, who will appear to them. But that is usually in quite rare cases. And when that happens, that's simply because there is an awakening that that particular being needs to go through. That particular being needs to go through an appropriate awakening to bring themselves much more on track. It's like an alarm bell. They're basically venturing off in this direction, and they're now just being placed so that they can go into that appropriate direction, because that is much more in alignment of where they need to be in the moment. So sometimes that will happen. In fact, you may have heard stories about beings, in that sense, appearing in other people's rooms, or again being able to be quite physical and having an interaction with them that would be highly telepathic. Not so much through the expression of words, but being able to be in front of these beings and just knowing exactly what they're saying to you without having to move their mouths, without having to have any particular type of vocality of language whatsoever. So this does happen. Now, in regards to the nature of global contact, you're looking at something that's a very different type of an event. All right? It is not something that's going to come as a surprise, really. When you have a global first contact, it's going to be something that's known. It's not going to surprise any of you that this is happening. This would be much more of an official capacity, because many people will be talking about it prior to the time that it happens. And there will be, in that sense, a particular type of inauguration that will take place. But that is quite a ways down the road for yourselves right now. It is much more different in regards to a personal contact. A personal contact is your own familiarity. You see, we understand that many of you want to be good friends, buddy-buddy, with the idea of these interstellar contacts, but that's not their purpose. They are family to you and they love you, but they also know that you're here to do a job. You're here on this planet to fulfill yourself, and they are not here to interfere. They can assist you in the background, but it is so very important because Earth has a very specific contract to itself. Very little outside influence is welcome. So again, that's something that you have to understand, and that's mainly because of where you are pertaining to the era of your people. Where you are on a development, maturity, evolutionary path, this is basically where Earth is. And there is, again, a lot of particular forms of reminders. Because believe us when we say that we have quite a few different civilizations that do come to us, certain liaisons that we have been able to connect with, and they ask, we would really love to make contact with the human race. We would like to be able to open ourselves up and share to them. We understand, but they're not ready for it yet. In fact, there are actually quite a lot of debates going along throughout different forms of interstellar civilizations, saying, should we make certain types of contacts? Look where humanity is. Should we step in? Obviously, the ones in that sense that are making those particular types of cases are not too experienced in regards to interplanetary affairs. And the answer is always no. You have to understand, and we realize that many of these interstellar civilizations are so excited to meet you because they have learned so much from you. Do you understand how many civilizations are thanking you right now? All of you, for the type of work that you're bringing here, so that it's educating them, so it's helping them to move into a much more illuminated path. You have hundreds or even thousands of beings that would like to shake your hand because they are so deeply appreciated of all the work that you're doing here on the earth, helping them to see exactly what has been holding back within themselves by looking at what their brother, sister humanity is doing. But we have to basically put them back here and say, no, this is not our first rodeo, as you say. We personally have worked with thousands of different worlds pertaining to levels of maturity, to helping them in regards to their own evolutionary cycle. This is not something new to us. And we understand that we have these ambitious young ones who basically come and are in orbit of the star system and say, why can't we just go and make contact with the humans? Because they're not ready for it yet. That's why. There's a certain maturity cycle. That's like asking a woman to go ahead and give birth to the baby when the baby's only in about its own first trimester. It's not going to happen. You have to let the full transition take place. There's still 2 other trimesters that woman has to go through before that baby can be born. So just as a pregnant woman cannot give birth to a baby in the first trimester, there are still certain steps that you need to accomplish here. You need to learn to work together. You need to learn to take care of your earth. You need to learn not to give power to those who will abuse it. Because that's what's been happening on your planet for many thousands of years. All of that has to be healed. All of that has to be remedied. When you get to that point, now you are moving much more into the maturity cycle, the 3rd trimester, as it were, so that the baby itself can be born. But right now, you're still in about the 1st trimester. You still have a lot of work to do. You cannot be fighting with each other. You cannot be waging wars. You cannot be starving. And you're also not really using money. That's another thing that has to go. Because are you really going to be using currency when you start becoming an interstellar civilization? Not at all. Because there's no currency beyond your Earth. Currency is a man-made invention. And it has no part to play in regards to the interstellar nature of yourselves. So there's a lot of things that need to change. War, poverty, finances, the idea in that sense of giving your power away to leaders, dependency, illnesses, sickness, poor education, and not being able to understand how to take care of yourselves. All of this has to change. When that changes, now you're getting into the 3rd trimester. Now you're getting into a maturity cycle where, again, the connection between the human race and your off-world ancestors can therefore take place. We watch for this, and we basically know exactly when it's going to happen far before you do. And this is why we say you still have a little bit of a road ahead, not so much in the nature of mapping it out with time, but looking into the nature of events of where you stand. And we would say you are basically at the end of a 1st trimester. There's still a 2nd, and there's still a 3rd. And when you get to that particular point, you are much more in the alignment for the nature of a global first contact to take place. All right? We thank you very much. All right. Thank you, Adronis, and thank you, Babito7, for your great question. All right. All right, here is a question from NP. Hi, Adronis, could you give your preview for the entire year of 2024? So NP, we already covered that. We covered that last week, okay? This is why exactly Adronis was talking about the inverted winter solstice of 2024. He was giving impressions about 2024. So we've pretty much already covered that. So if you have not seen that, please go back to last week's episode. That's really all he's willing to elaborate in regards to 2024 thus far, okay? As we start coming more into 2024, he can give some more information, but that's really the big thing he wanted to share in regards to 2024 at this time from his perspective. Okay? All right. So John Cohen asked Adronis a question. What is the origin of the mysterious greenstone of Hattusha, Turkey? What is it and what was it used for? I see this place is very special. So I looked at it just a few minutes before coming on the air and instantly getting an idea of what it represents, but I'll let Adronis handle it about the mysterious greenstone of Hattusha, Turkey. Okay, one moment. We thank you very much for, again, your question pertaining to the mysterious green stone. Now, this green stone, in that sense, is something that does come from your earth, but it is cultivated in a very, very different way, pertaining to a science that is no longer available in your modern way of life. It is something that represents the idea of a refinement. It's a refinement of certain types of minerals that brings about the cast and therefore made into a cubical structure that would often function as a power source for ancient villages at that time. This power source in that sense would actually get its own source of power through the air. And that this particular cube, in regards to the stone that you refer to, can actually be used in that sense as a subtle transmitter that would actually work in that sense, assisting in bringing about appropriate power to areas of the village itself. It could also be used as a communicator stone, which means they could actually communicate through the particular device to communicate with other villages that had similar stones in that area. So it is a type of alchemical, shall we say, product from when you're looking at this particular green stone. It is green in regards to the appropriate content contained within the stone that, again, you cannot find within, in that sense, anything modern today would not be able to produce this. But this basically required certain forms of alchemical formulas in order to making this stone what it is. It is, again, the result of certain combinations of nutrient mineral-based content. And it is shaped in a particular way to basically function as a power box, to basically function as a transmitter, to basically function as a communication device as well too. So again, you can look at it as something that wears many hats, pertaining to the nature of power, pertaining to the nature of transmission, pertaining to the nature of communication. That was its primary purpose. So again, it certainly becomes a wonder for the modern people today, but in ancient society, many villages within that area had certain things like this. All right? We thank you for your question. All right. Very good. Thank you, Joan. Okay. This one here is from Val Madness. A question: what type of star is Polaris, and what type of beings inhabit this star? Okay, one moment. We thank you very much for your question, Val. As it pertains to your Polaris star, well, this represents a star of great magnitude. It is actually its own magnetic property, aligned in a specific way, specifically for your particular star system, because it does represent a type of feed transmission. It represents, in that sense, a type of, shall we say, magnetic stabilizer, even for your own planet, even for your own star system. So it is magnetically aligned, pertaining to its position, that is helping to, in that sense, offer a shared state of magnetism, representing coherency, pertaining to how you would actually operate through the nature of time. Much of your solar system is responsible for this through its own particular magnetic coherence, but Polaris also holds that particular magnetic property. What exists throughout Polaris, from what we are able to see from our own dimensional standpoint, you would be looking at 6 different planets in the area of Polaris. But much of their organization and operation, in that sense, is much far different from what you would understand as your own civilization. You are basically looking at, shall we say, higher dimensional beings. Many of them, in that sense, are actually aquatic or fish-like in that way. They would be what you would commonly refer to as aquatic humanoids. These are the ones that we speak to quite commonly in that sense. And you can simply refer to them in the simplicity of Polarans. All right? Aquatic fish humanoids. All right? But they operate on a very, very different level. And we are in contact with those that exist on the 2nd and 3rd planet of Polaris. All right? That's what we can share with you in regards to this transmission. We thank you. Okay. Great. That was exciting. Good question, Val. Thank you for that. Okay. So Maria asks about the Urantia book. God, I haven't personally read the Urantia book, and again, nothing I'm really in personal contact with pertaining to that book. I haven't really read, okay? So I just haven't had the chance to really read that book. I've heard a lot of people talk about the Urantia book, but I really can't comment because I haven't really touched the book, right? So I can't really offer a comment right now. Moving on. So again, there are some requests for distance healing, so we're going to be getting into distance healing in just a few minutes. We're just looking to see if there's any more questions here. Okay, this is a very interesting question here. This is from Big Cat. Big Cat says, Adronis, should you feel guilty if you have felt like killing someone? What if you are sure he wants to KILLU? Okay. This is a very, very interesting question. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring Adronis in, and he can share some insight pertaining to this. We thank you very much, Big Cat, for your question. Well, let's take you back to an example. Let's take you back to the time of your own Jesus the Christ. Yes? You realize that there were many people who wanted to kill him because he was sharing so much insight. He was helping so many others, and he was basically being risen to glory that much of the, shall we say, government at that time, which represented religious leaders, basically wanted to find a way to execute him. So basically, he would find people who wanted to kill him. Now, did Jesus ever raise his hands in anger and wanted to strike them down first? No. Or you may say, oh, well, that's Jesus because he's so much more evolved than us. But that's not true. Because that is who each and every single one of you are. Your need to kill is something that has been bred into you. Your need to harm somebody is basically a result of how you have perceived the world and how you have perceived others. The desire to harm somebody, because again, representing the feeling that your freedom is restricted, that your well-being is at risk. And as long as you hold on to that particular type of frequency, you will in some particular way, in some particular form, work to strike somebody down, be it through a violence, or be it through a physicality, or be it through a verbalism. You want to strike them down. Because again, there's something about them that you see that you cannot stand within yourself. And that's where the conflict itself lies. Rather than giving in to these particular base, or in that sense, carnal desires, to strike someone down, to ridicule them, to judge them, to harm them, that again goes back into your carnal instincts. That is moving into a very, very base level of operation. And what we're suggesting to you is we want you to look at that, because who is it in that sense that is actually responding, or rather reacting to this fear? And who is in that sense that wants to deliver a result from that fear? It's yourself. It's not really about the other person. Because what you're doing is you're playing a role to fit yourself together with that reflection of a person so that some particular type of violence can come. Based on how you respond, based on how you react, based on how you act yourself out through that situation. You put the confines in that situation for something like that to be birthed. Because if you ever truly want to harm somebody, guess what's going to happen to you? Somebody is going to want to harm you. If you feel like, again, you just want to judge people, guess what? Other people are going to come into your life and judge you. It really just comes down into very much like what your Jesus the Christ has shared. Judge not, lest ye be judged. Right? He who lives by the sword dies by it. You just have to look at these, because these represent carnal, instinctual properties that you feel like you've had to do. And some may say, well, Adronis, I've had no choice in the matter. Nonsense. No. You feel that you cannot get out of this situation because this is what you feel you've been caged into to react to take action upon. You've never even considered the idea of surrendering it. Yes? So, if we were to say to you, Big Cat, surrender to all of this. Let it all go. Could you do it? Maybe that's a big quantum leap ahead. So what if we said, how about you just start to soften this? How about you take time for yourself and soften this aggression? And as it gets softer and softer and softer, now you can move forward into the idea of reconciling it and letting it go. Because the only reason that exists is because there is a tension between yourself and this catalyst of yourself. You have made things tense. And as long as you continue to make things tense, tempers will flare. Harm will try to be birthed out of that. As long as there's tension between yourself and your projection, yourself and your reflection, yourself and this other, that is only going to lead to clashing. So the only way to move out of this is to release the tension. Because as long as you're all tensed up and you're ready to fight and you're ready to pounce and you're ready to attack, then again, you're only going to continue to serve carnal instincts. You are going to be abused. You are going to be hurt. You are going to be harmed. And you can even be killed. This is what happens quite commonly with soldiers who have gone on the front lines and have killed other people. They constantly have nightmares of feeling themselves getting killed. They may even encounter others in life who want to kill them. Because that's what you're casting out. That's your broadcast. That's your tension. And the only way to resolve that tension is to soften it and to let go and allow correction to come together. Allow balancing to come together. Rather than thinking that I need to harm or take another's life, I'm going to look to see how I can enrich and help another's life. I'm going to serve innocence. I'm going to serve that which requires help out of love and compassion, because we believe us when we say that is much more of a better place to be. Rather than being all tense and hardened like charcoal, trying to produce a diamond, you need to crack through it all and realize that the diamond is already formed. So if you respond with tension, tension is going to come back, because to kill represents a carnal base instinct. To harm is a carnal base instinct. To judge is a carnal based instinct. And they all hold intense pressure, intense tension. And that is only going to lead you upon a path of misery. We want you to reflect on what we have shared, because ultimately this is your life to live. But take into consideration what has been shared here. All right? We thank you for your question. All right. Thank you, Big Cat, for your question. Okay, here's another donation-based question from EUM142. EUM142 says, Adronis, will we ever get to the point where the three-ring circus is no longer necessary and there is nothing but 100% transparency? Okay, good question again. Let's take a look and see what Adronis has to say. We thank you very much, EUM142, for your question. You will get there, but again, it needs to come through yourself first. You see, the transparency that you are looking for can only be brought forward through the eye of the beholder, which means that you are the saving grace. You are the one that is the clear window. Do not wait for the entire planet to change, because if you do, you're going to lose your life. You're basically just going to spend the rest of your years trying to wait for the planet to change, and that is going to be leading to the expiration of your own body, and you're saying, I've wasted my life. 100% transparency needs to come through you. This is not a waiting game and saying, okay, well, I'm all evolved, I'm all mature, and now I'm just going to sit here in my chair and just wait for the rest of the world to catch up. You see how that becomes an arrogance and how that becomes an ignorance. It is not about waiting for the rest of the world to be 100% transparency so that the three-ring circus, as it is termed, therefore gets resolved. It's not up to the planet to do that. It's up to you. You see, because you have a bond to that three-ring circus. You still turn on the TV, you still watch the internet, you still look at these websites, you still look at information that pertains to the three-ring circus practice, to that stage show. So again, your involvement in it is what's causing you to have this murky lens and feel, well, why doesn't the rest of the world catch up? You haven't even resolved it yourself. Why do you concern about the ways of the world? It's not your world to control. It's not your world to better. It's not your world to take care of. It's not your world. Once that sinks in, You realize you're right. The only thing I'm responsible for is my life, is my way, so that I can now be 100% transparent, so that I can move beyond these things, and so I can live my life. Now you understand. Now you get it. Stop trying to take control of the outer world. It's not your world. It's not your responsibility. It's not your task. You are not babysitters for this planet. Because first of all, if you're not even working with yourself, you're ill-equipped to even think of such an idea. You haven't even worked on yourself. You haven't even made peace with yourself. That's where you have to start. You have to work together in healing your wounds. You are a wounded healer with 100 lashes of a whip that represents the outer world that you continue to volunteer to get whipped by. Because you feel that you need to change the outside. That you need to make a mark. You need to control. You need to create the earth in your image, and that is wrong. Don't think that you're here to control the planet, because you're not. Don't think that you're the one that has to bring 100% transparency to everything, because you're not. Do not think that another person is here to bring 100% transparency to the planet, because they're not. Not your job. Not your responsibility to concern about where the planet is going. It's not your business. Your only business involves you, your world, your life, your being. That's what you're responsible for. Stop thinking that again, oh, well, all of these three-ring circuses are going crazy, and I just have to sit here and just wait for the world to grow up, and I won't do anything else, but I'll still just stay in misery. That's not going to live. That's not living at all. That's survival. And that is only going to cause you to be reborn again and again and again and again. Because you have an attachment to the planet. And you have attachment to other people to try to fix your problems. It doesn't work. It is, again, just you caving in on yourself. Again and again. Lifetime after lifetime. Because many of you have done this. Over and over and over, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, you have felt that somebody else is responsible for your dirty work. That somebody else is going to come along and clean up your mess. Not going to happen. And you wait for that person. And you try to say, oh, there's got to be some sort of savior. There's got to be some sort of hero figure that's going to come in and clean up my mess. You made the mess. It's your responsibility to clean it up. We know so many of you would love to hear that somebody's going to come in and clean up your junk and clean up your refuse. Here's your big heaping pile of garbage. Somebody else come in and clean that up for me, please. Nobody comes. And that big heaping, festering pile of garbage follows you lifetime after lifetime after lifetime until you actually get the clue, I'm the one responsible for cleaning up the refuse. It is not about waiting for the world to be 100% transparent. It's not your job. It's not your work. It's not your responsibility. It's not for you to wait for. Clean yourself up. Be the 100% transparency. You already know how to do this. If you've been watching this entire channel for quite some time, you know how this is done. It's a matter of aligning yourself together so that it can be done. Be the transparency yourself. That is what we can share with you. All right? Thank you very much for this interaction. We will now conclude and return to the conduit. Goodbye for now. Okay. Thank you, guys. We will go ahead now and move on. We just have one question here from D. Curio. Let's just follow up with this question. Okay, are you saying we should surrender to the criminally insane? Well, the whole idea here, and when you're looking at the nature of the criminally insane, let's go back to another story of Jesus, okay? Because this is the best way, I think, to point it out. Jesus was often ridiculed because he would hang out with tax collectors. He would hang out with prostitutes, right? He would hang out with drunkards. He would hang out with all of these people that basically were considered sinners. Why did he do that, right? Why would he go upon these wretched people, right, who just lived very bitter and selfish lives when he could have gone to the people who really needed help? Why would he do that? Because again, as he says, it is the sick that require a doctor, not the healthy, right? So when you're looking at criminally insane people, you might as well call them tax collectors. You might as well call them prostitutes. You might as well call them drunkards. You might as well call them disruptors in that way. Okay? It doesn't matter what label you put on it. So should I go ahead and just take out the criminally insane? Should we go with that old perspective where it says, oh, just shoot them all and let God sort them out? Okay? If you are looking at someone that represents a criminal murder, and here's another example as well too. This even goes back into the times of Buddha, right? Where there was a fellow in that sense who was a very horrendous murderer, and he would cut off the fingers of his victims, and he would wear it as a necklace all around him. And he would approach Buddha one day, and he basically wanted to kill Buddha right then and there. And Buddha just came up to him and said, go ahead, my son, if that is what's going to bring you any peace, right? And he says, oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So okay, well, if a dying man can have one more request, I would just ask you if you could just cut this branch off this tree. And he did it. He cut off the branch of the tree. All right, now I would like you to go ahead and put that branch back on the tree to where you cut it. He said, I cannot do that. Exactly. Because it takes no effort to kill. It takes no effort to harm. It takes no effort to destroy. But it takes all the effort for restraint, for compassion. Now, D, I want you to listen to that, right? It is so easy for us to look at the criminally insane and judge them and wanting to take them out because, oh, the whole world would be a better place without them. Well, you're basically stooping to their level. You're stooping to the level that if someone in that sense of that nature is coming together and is violent and is vicious and abusive, just take them out. Right? Which means your desire to kill is there just as theirs is. Which means you've come to their level. Have you thought of it in that way? Rather, the whole idea here is that where there is tension brings softness. And I know that's hard for the modern day person to understand, who basically just looks at all these websites and listens to all this news and say, oh, these guys just need to be taken out. Right? We just look at these cabals, and all they need to do is just be taken out. They just need to be thrown away. They need to be cast out. They need to be extinguished. They need to be executed. We need to be executed, and then that way we'll have a new life. That blood's on the hands of everybody that wishes that. Okay? Because that is exactly how the nature of the universe works. It's a hall of mirrors. If all you want is blood because of the people in that sense who have harmed, you are basically in a same vibrational state as they are, right? This all comes back into the victim and the aggressor. This comes back into the victim and the bully. I just want this person to go away. I just hope he jumps off a cliff and never comes back again, says the victim about the aggressor. And then what happens when that person in that sense goes away? Another bully comes into your life, and another aggressor comes into your life. And you constantly play the victim. The victim is not at a higher level than the bully. You're both at the same sympathical level. There is nothing divine about you wanting ill will towards that which is yourself. It's like I've always said, my friends, everyone and everything is you. When you want to kill someone or something, you want to kill that part of yourself. When you want to take that out, you want to exterminate it, you want to obliterate it from your life, then you've just obliterated something of yourself. And now you're going to get more empty, and now you're going to feel much more numb inside. It is going to create a decay. And it's not just my words that have said that. It's exactly what I've said about Jesus, It's exactly what I've said about Buddha. Two of the most enlightened and evolved beings to ever set foot on this planet, right? Exactly. You had Jesus said to love our enemies. It is the greatest challenge. I've had to practice it in my own life. There you go. Fishy, you got it. I'm still practicing it myself as well, too. I've had people in that sense who I've had animosity with in the past, but have been able to completely forgive them. Even when people have wanted to bleed me dry relating to finances, or basically have wanted to harm me, because I've had people pull knives on me in the past, right? I've had people who have wanted to fight me, who basically wanted to take me out, okay? Do I have animosity towards those people? Not at all, right? I had a person pull a knife on me once, right? We were right in a store, pulled a knife right at me, right? Almost ready to stab me right then and there, okay? And when that happened, I was quite distraught. This is certainly when I was a younger kid. But even at that time, even at that age, I still didn't wish any harm upon him, okay? It's like you guys. If any of you wanted to go ahead and kill me, right, then that's your decision. But I have no tension towards you for wanting to do that, right? It takes a certain level of understanding. And if you have not touched this world that I'm talking about, you will never understand it. If you have never known what it is to soften yourself, then I might as well be speaking Martian to you, right? I might as well be speaking some type of alien language to you, because you haven't learned how to soften. When you learn to soften, you know exactly what I mean. You know exactly what Jesus means. You know exactly what Buddha means. You know exactly what a lot of these great masters have said. And they have never, ever condoned the slaughtering or the revenge pertaining to someone in that sense who's criminally insane, or someone in that sense who wants to do harm. Again, look at the situation with Buddha. With this, basically you could say a psychopath. Basically killed his victims and cut their fingers off and wore it as a necklace. Do you know what happened to that man? Became one of Buddha's greatest disciples. I want you guys to really look at that, right? But again, if you have not softened yourself, you will not know what I speak. It takes that softening to understand the words that I'm sharing here. So I want you just to reflect on that. All right? Thank you very much. Okay, guys, why don't we go ahead and move on into distance healing, okay? So if you guys do have a distance healing request, feel free to share that, and we'll go into it. Let's see here. Julie asks, when will Janine be back on here with you? Probably December, okay? I'm going to be talking to her in early December. When she comes, guys, I'll let you know, okay? I'm not keeping her a secret from you, okay? She has a busy life. She has a busy time, okay? We're trying to negotiate a time when she comes in. Keep your pants on. The best way I can put it. When she comes, I'll let everybody know, right? I've always let people know several weeks before it happens, okay? I haven't forgotten about Janine. So early December, I'll be talking to her again and seeing if we can find a time, okay? I would love to have her back again. Okay. So let's go to a healing request here. I think there was one I was trying to find before. Okay, I know Fatima has a request. Okay, I know Sunny Days has a request. I think there was one here before, earlier. Okay, this is one. This is from Turn Up Every Day. Okay, so Turn Up Every Day, and then, sorry, where's the other one here? Then Sunny Days. Okay, so Turn Up Every Day, Sunny Days, and the Fatima. Okay, so you will be the three that I'll be working on today. Okay, and then we'll go into a distance healing group session, and then we'll wrap up today's broadcast. Okay, so let's start off with Turn Up Every Day. Could you heal my headache? It's not serious, but still annoying. So I know people are still looking to get these, but Turn Up Every Day. You get one of these for your headache will be gone within minutes. Okay, and this is really all you do. That for 10 breaths. This for 10 breaths. This for 10 breaths. This up here for 10 breaths. Okay? After that, you should basically feel your headache melt away completely because of the potency and concentration of the source center vibration. So just giving you a reminder that yes, we'll work on that right now for healing, okay? Another thing you can do as well too, just as a simple remedy, take a warm, kind of like a warm damp cloth that has been dipped in sea salt and just wear it on your head, okay? That will also help to take a headache away over time, All right, but let's go ahead and work on that now. So turn up every day. I'm just going to refer to you as turn up. Okay, turn up. I just want you to go ahead and just get yourself nice and relaxed, nice and comfortable, making sure the body is free of any tension. And I want you just to follow your breath as you breathe in and breathe out. Okay, and we'll go ahead now and work on your headache. Here we go. Okay. Deep breath in, deep breath out for turn up. Okay. So your body is now going through saturation of the source center vibration. It's just a matter of time before all of that phases out. If you want to report any particular feedback or change, you can feel free to email me. Okay, just go to newearthteachings.com, go to the contact page, and you can contact me there through the form. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So Nikki does have a request here. I'm still going to go to the other two here. So that would be Sunny Days, and that would be Fatima. Okay. So Fatima, like I said, I'm happy to do a work on your daughter, but I want you to remind you, okay, you're a student of mine, right? So you know exactly how to do healing here, right? This is exactly what I've taught you. So I'll help her, but I want you to help her as well too, okay? Just in regards to what you've learned from me, okay? I want you guys, especially because some of my students tune into this. And again, guys, some of my students, even some of my coaches, tune into this as well too. And I want you guys to put into practice exactly what I've spent quite some time teaching you, right? So again, I have no problem lending a hand, but I want you guys to do that work as well too. Okay, very, very important. Okay, let's go on to Nikki here. So Nikki, hi Brad, may I please have a healing for my nerves and nervous system? I've had 2 surgeries on my left ear for a burst eardrum from an ear infection. I think it affected my vagus and frontic nerves. Okay, so basically doing a healing on the nervous system. I think we should also do some healing on the cranial nerves as well too. Okay, so I will work on that with you now, Nikki. So Nikki, just go ahead and get yourself nice and relaxed, nice and comfortable. Okay, following your breath as I tune into you, and we'll get started with this healing for you. Here we go. Om. Okay. So, Nikki, deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay. Your body is now going through saturation of the source center vibration. Any changes that you want to report, again, New Earth Teachings, contact page, and you can contact me there. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, sunny days. So you asked, please can you help me with my memories? So basically we can work with areas of the brain with that, okay? And all we're really doing is just helping to give it a jump start, okay? So again, it is true that whenever we're getting a decreased memory, we basically have brain toxicity there, okay? Either number one, it's not getting enough oxygen in the body. Number two, it can represent toxins or metals that are coming into the body. Three, it can represent degradation, okay? So we're going to work on those areas of the brain, particularly around the temporal lobe. Okay. So sunny days, if you're here with me, I just want you to go ahead and get yourself relaxed. Okay. Just be 1 second here, guys. Okay, good. All right, so I just want you to go ahead and get relaxed. Just follow your breath. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Sunny days. I'll just refer to you as sunny. Okay. And we'll go ahead and we'll get started with your session. Okay, here we go. Om. Okay, sunny days, that healing is now completed for you. Okay, so let me know how you're feeling. Saturation has taken place for you. Thank you very much. Okay, finally we'll go to Fatima, then we're going to end with group healing. All right. So Fatima asks, hi Brad, can you please do a healing for my daughter Ariana? She is always anxious and she does not understand why she feels that way all the time. Thank you. Sometimes they just need to figure these things out, right? It's not to say that we can't help them, but she needs to find out exactly why that anxiousness is. And this is a good thing to tell her. If you're just spending so much time in the outside world, constantly working and doing so much stuff day by day, you're never going to be able to figure out why you feel anxious. It's only when you have that quiet time, that state of surrender and going within, introspecting yourself, right? And dilating yourself, expanding yourself, then you're going to know exactly why all these things are here. You cannot figure that out when your life is like this. Okay? This is the franticness, this is the chaos, this is the duality. And come together and be here. Okay? That's where you can figure everything out. But we'll send some love and some compassion for her. Okay? I'm not here to take away her anxiety because she needs that. That's her anchor to being able to help her a little bit more out with that. But I'm just going to be sending her some love and some compassion around her field. Okay? Like that anxiety, guys, even though you think it's a horrible thing, it's not. Okay? That's something that she needs. Because then she'll look at that and say, oh my God, my anxiety is linked to this. My anxiety is linked to that. So she needs it, right? But love and compassion will saturate her. And if she's willing just to let go of that anxiety and the anchor it represents, it can go away in one fell swoop. Okay? So that's what we'll do for her today. So Fatima, again, as a healer, I want you to work on her. Okay? Work on yourself. Work on those who you love. Work on those in that sense. Like I said, you can take it to the next level. Have some people to help you. It'd be great as well. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and work with Ariana. I'll go ahead and do that now, tuning into her. Okay, we'll begin the healing now. Oh. Okay, that's all. That's all she needs. The rest is up to her to follow that light to get the clarity that she requires. Okay? Spirit light is upon her. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, now we're going to go ahead and move on into some distance healing. So, if you want to participate, all I want you to do right now is just get your spine nice and straight, sit nice and comfortable, and we're just going to see that green beam just coming down once again. Okay? And I just want you to scan the body. Anywhere you feel stiff, sore, aches, right? Anything of that nature, pain, okay? Emotional hardship, mental conflict, mental congestion, emotional congestion. Just detecting it within the body as you do that scan. Okay? Once that scan is complete, go ahead and create a chi ball just by warming up your hands, creating some friction here. Okay? And again, expanding that chi ball. Okay? Holding it in one hand and just going through the body in the areas, these pockets where you feel all of these congestions are. And you're just feeling them being absorbed in the body. You're seeing this ball like a vacuum. It's just sucking up all of that congestion in the body where you feel it. Okay? Just going around the legs, going down around the ankles, the bottom of the feet. Okay? Once you have it all in there, just holding your ball here, just like that. Okay? You're just going to compress the ball now, so it's about the size of your palm. Okay? So it's compressed down, putting it here in the palm. Okay? And all we're going to do is we're just going to Om chant directly into it. We're Om chanting directly into the center of the palm, where this chi ball is that contains all of the congestion, right? And the particular forms of tendencies that you're finding within your body. Okay? So Om chanting right here in the center 3 times. Inhale. Om. Second time, inhale. Om. Third time, inhale. Om. And relax. Okay? Tuning into that now. Is that chi ball gone, or is that chi ball empty? If the answer to both of those questions are yes, you did it. Okay? If you need to do it a second time, do it a second time, aiming for the center. Just Om chant. That's all you got to do. You can do it verbally, or you can do it mentally. Okay? And you're just Om chanting all of that away, tension gone, vibrational debris gone, and now the body can reset itself. It can apply these changes. Simple as simple can be, my friends. All right? So thank you for joining me for today's episode of New Earth TV Live. I'll be back next week for another episode of the Signpost Live on Thursday and New Earth TV Live on Friday. Thank you for joining me this week. Blessings to you all. Have a great rest of the weekend. Om Shanti 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 Namaskar, and may it be well with you. Goodbye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to New Earth Teachings on YouTube. Don't forget to check out our websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can do private sessions with me, and also AETHERX.co. And through AETHERX, you'll be able to pick up your Healing Code Cards body deck, your mind deck, and your energy deck through AETHERX. You will also be able to pick up the Etherbed kit. That is also on AETHERX as well. Not to mention that you'll also be able to pick up some apparel and accessories that is also available on AETHERX. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next one. Om Shanti 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 Namaskar, and may it be well with you.